you, like, how, what would it look like? What would happen really?
Well, the client comes in, I'll assess their body alignment. So I'm looking for higher shoulders or hips, or how they've walked in, and I'm making little notes, and then I take I take notes of what they want me to look at, basically. And then I have a look at their jaw, and I have a look at their pelvis, and I see if what I can see is out of alignment, or shoulders high, or asymmetry in their face. I
Ah,
make all these little notes, and then I explain how it works. So basically, I'm giving the body the information with which to correct itself. So
yeah.
I'm like the reprogrammer. That's what I'm doing. I'm making the body aware of where it's out of balance. So um, and what I do is I do about 4 or 6 moves. So I explain all this, that I'm going to go
Mm.
out the room. So I do very gentle moves. I work a lower body first, then upper body, then neck and shoulders. And then I choose whichever area the person has a problem with. So,
Yeah.
if it's your pelvis, or you've got back problems, or shoulder, I do the whole body, because the fascia is all connected. And then I deal with the problem that they wish me to deal with. So I do about 4 or 6 moves, and then I explain that I'm going out the room. And what that does is it gives the body time to process the work that I've just done before I give it more information. So
Ah, yeah.
yeah, and so that is what it's like. It's just like a body reset, a reprogramming the body, basically.
Yeah, that
Your
sounds really interesting. So, and the moves are they then like, so like someone is lying on a table and you're
Yeah,
doing the moves, is it?
they're lying on the table. It can be, the work can be done through light clothing.
Mm.
They don't have to undress, which some people don't want to. So I can work through, so long as it's not slidey, I can work through clothing or on skin. Dutch people don't have a major problem with taking their clothes off, but the Brits do.
I lived
Um,
15 years in Ireland, so tell me about it. I
yeah,
know all
yeah,
about how there's
exactly.
a difference with doing your treatments
There's a
in
big
the
difference.
on
Yeah,
the other side of the channel or here.
exactly. So I do the moves, go out the room, come back. I do my sort of little sequence. I'm making notes for any tension that I feel in the body, and the person can give me a number out of 10 where their pain level is, and then I can judge that the next week. Or if I feel a structure like their hamstring is very tight, I'll make a note of things like that, and I'll reassess next week. So it's a weekly treatment, between 5 and 10 days is the sort of norm. And yeah, I've been doing this 22 years, and I've been teaching it for 15. So
So you're teaching as well.
I
So
teach
also
it,
people who
yeah.
want to learn to how to do it for themselves, like how to do the treatments, they can come to you as well.
Most people want to come and learn it to be a therapist, to be a
Yeah.
Bowen therapist. So I get the odd person who wants to do it, and I do want to do a workshop, maybe in Amsterdam or something, just to teach lay people how to help their family and their friends, just in a weekend. But the normal, I was about to say opleiding, the normal, the normal course is over 9 months approximately, with 8 weekends. So, and they've got cases to do in between, and they've got the odd test to test their learning. So it's interesting. So, but over the years, working with the human body, you see that often the emotions are what's holding the physical problem in place.
Yeah.
And often if you ask the person to explain, give me words that tell me what your sciatica feels like, it could
Mm.
that they feel trapped, they feel restricted, and it's all the emotions that they aren't dealing with that are manifesting in the body.
Yeah.
So over all these years, then I decided a couple of years ago to go and do some work with limiting beliefs and all these sort of things. So now I do pendulum work with charts, and I release all these limiting beliefs holding the problem in place. And it helps with just life in general, all your, not just that physical problem, but we've all got patterns, you know,
Yeah.
we
So it
tend to
sounds to
hold.
me like, if I get it right, like that the Bowen therapy really is kind of, you know, there's an element of not quite massage, but of the movements, but it really also relates to both the, it kind of connects the physical, emotional, energetic, if you like, elements of how a person experience their problems. And but most people, would they, for the Bowen therapy, would they come with a physical complaint, or do they often come actually already with like that it's a more emotional issue, or is the entrance mainly physical complaint?
The entrance would be probably physical, or they're very stressed and tight shoulders and things like that, because they're over a desk all day. And it does help very much with, you know, that type of like stress and tightness in your shoulders. And so we would do the whole body then, and we would probably do the kidney procedure, which helps the adrenals, which helps to balance the cortisol, and you know, release the shoulders and neck where you hold all the tension. Sometimes
So it sounds you really go also like, you know, because I know it myself, if I work all day behind the computer, like this is where I notice it first, in my neck, my shoulders and everything. So the first reaction is to go for a massage or something else that helps with the immediate physical pain, if you like, where you notice that. But it sounds that when you are doing the therapy with people, then also like you start maybe there, but you go much deeper than that to also see, like, I mean, you mentioned there the adrenal and other elements. So I think it really sounds that like for people, it's also for people who are really open to go much deeper than the immediate physical complaint, if you like, and to really go to the cause or the deeper.
If they want to, yes, and sometimes they come for a simple thing, and then yes, other things can pop up too. But that's all good. It's all.
Yeah. So you mentioned also the limiting beliefs and the charts and the pendulum. So is that with people where, like, so if you do a Bowen treatment, if you like, then you mentioned people being on the table and you're doing the movements and then leaving the room. So when you're working with the limiting beliefs and the pendulum, so do you then is it then also more like, is there more an element of coaching involved as well, or is it really for,
Yes. If I'm doing the two treatments together, I'll start with the pendulum work, see what comes up, and I'll, you know, a bit of my coaching will go in there, my law of attraction, you know, show them what they're actually drawing towards themselves so that they can make changes and be aware of these things, and show how it's mirroring in the body as well, so they can avoid future physical problems through dealing with the emotional stuff that's coming up. So it's all three kind of, if I do that sort of thing, I do my pendulum work, coaching's thrown in, and then I do the physical body after, and then it's able to release easier. So
and do people like, do you give them any kind of like homework or exercises to do at home?
Yes, sometimes, yes, or just advice not to do things that are making it worse, making them aware of what's actually compounding the problem. So yes, and some, you know, if they've got a shoulder problem, then I might give them the shoulder exercises, because it's important to keep everything moving. But not always do they have an exercise, but there will be some things, you know, they should avoid, and they need to drink lots of water, they need to walk, they need to pump the lymphatic system, generally get the body, you know, healthier. So, you know, that helps the body to release all that tension and rubbish.